Sam and Naaman in the morning. Well, good evening, good morning, boys and girls, women and gentlemen. So, this is Sam and Naaman in the morning. And as always, I'm Sam Spangler.
I'm Naaman Schulz.
And this month, we're going to talk about conspiracies and superstitions. Why we have them, some of the funny things we do, you know, with the postseason, even though the Royals are kind of a little bit of a slump right now.
They're not going to make it.
No, they're probably not going to make it.
It's not looking well.
No, but still, we all have done something with the idea that it's going to achieve something that's totally unreasonable, superstitious-wise. I don't know why we do it. I don't know what the reason is behind it, but
neither.
I'm going to let Naaman start.
Well, I personally don't think I have any superstitions.
So you're stoic. You just
know
how things are going to happen.
I'm weird about numbers, but that's not really a superstition, though. I have to do even numbers and things. When I chew gum, I have to have two pieces. But that's not really superstition.
Yeah.
So because of my lack of superstitions, I pulled some people at work today to get some superstitions. I had to take some notes because once I asked, they kind of turned into about 50 different superstitions. So, for starters, I would like to just say that the don't walk under a ladder superstition is actually just a safety issue and not a superstition, okay? That's all. That's all I want to say. All right. Moving on.
I could see that.
Corey, who I work with, has no superstitions. So there's that.
Very similar to you.
Right.
Okay.
Carissa, that I work with, said black cats are evil, which I think that's a pretty common one, black cats.
Right.
Don't let them walk in front of you.
Yeah, don't let them cross your path.
Things like that. Another gentleman I work with named Mike said he has all superstitions, so it was very broad.
So literally everything?
Correct.
Okay.
And I believe him. So, another person that I work with, that we've both worked with before, named JD, actually had a real life story of personal injury because of a superstition. He played basketball as a teenager in high school, and his parents...
He's a tall fellow.
He's
a big guy. Yeah.
Good shot, smooth shot.
Yeah. Roll off the fingertips.
Right. His parents apparently brought him a Snickers bar for every basketball game he ever played, except for one, and that game he snapped his arm in half.
So his parents broke his arm.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like in the movies where, the team has the life round behind something, and then it doesn't happen, and the team loses. They have to believe in it.
Basically, it was a Snickers bar deal. That's one of those blame your parents things.
Yeah.
It's with everything.
Yeah.
So there were so many others. There was one about not putting a woman's purse on the ground, I guess, which I had never heard of. But more than one person said that, so I don't know.
Okay. My wife doesn't listen to that at all. Her purse goes on the ground. So
I've never heard of that. So.
What's the reason? Any reason behind it?
No, they just all said that, and then we were actually in the middle of working, so there was I was kind of trying to pay attention to work and kind of trying to write these down. So.
Right. Life and death was in your hands at that moment.
And I was doing other things. I was paying attention.
Yes, exactly. We always pay attention at work.
And then there were a lot of others, but I don't share any of those. Do you? What about you?
So, personally myself, I don't get very superstitious about except a couple things. One of them is my work. Full moons, bad news.
That's...
that's a superstition.
That's kind of a real thing, though, I think.
Well, absolutely, but still,
I guess still...
there's still, yes, the pull of the moon, the gravitational pull and all that does affect, but full moons seems like they bring in bad news. Things coming in sets of threes. I have worked at places before where somebody came in with one complaint, and right after that, two other people came in with the same complaint. It seems like that happens. The Q word is a very dangerous word, and I think
Q word.
Quiet.
Quiet
at work is a very dangerous word. You don't ever say that. I actually tested it out once, and thinking that I'm like, this can't be real. And I said quiet 3 times, and we got 3 admissions, so it came true. And then one of my favorite ones with this, superstitious like baseball, was over watching the Royals, play in the World Series last year, and my brother-in-law went upstairs to go do something, and they were losing, and there was a TV downstairs, a very nice projection screen TV, and then upstairs he did have another TV, but he went up to do something, they started winning, and he came back down, and I'm like, you're going to have to go upstairs. And he stayed upstairs the whole rest of the game, and they won.
As you say that, you are well aware that I guess I did have a superstition with the baseball. because last year, when the Royals lost the World Series, the last game we went to a different facility because they didn't want to wait for a table, and we went.
We weren't going to get a table at Stewie McBrew's, but we do love Stewie McBrew's.
We do love Stewie McBrew's.
We'd have been happy to stay there.
We went to a different place, and they lost. There was a girl looking for a pen cap all night long. It was very angry. This last year when they won it, I refused to leave. I watched all the games in my living room with my wife, and they won. So
So you probably helped the Royals
I must
win.
rescind that. I did have a superstition of the World Series.
Absolutely, and I don't think you've been back to that establishment.
I will
that
never
they lost
go.
At.
I will
Even
burn.
though I will go. Main slice, good pizza.
No,
lots of
terrible.
good stuff on tap.
Those bastards cost us the World Series.
That they may have very well. Sorry about that. So, just some of the little superstitions that we've had people, we do, some friends of ours do, and believe in and stuff like that, how you feel about it. But then there's just like the deeper ones, the ones that are kind of like more core, more historically like real. And now I dived down a rabbit hole of looking into some things, but Naaman did a lot more research on this. I'm going to let him take point.
Now are we going conspiracy theories?
Conspiracy theories.
I looked a bunch of these up. There's a ton. There's basically a conspiracy theory about everything in the world. So
True.
Most of them end up with the government.
Yeah.
So some of the big ones that we all know are the Kennedy assassination. Obviously, we all know
The magic bullet.
Right? It was Magneto was actually trying to save him because Kennedy was a mutant. So
Right.
I don't see where the confusion with that one is.
Right? Makes sense. Check that one off the list. Chink.
Right.
We've solved it.
He said it right there.
You're welcome, American people.
Pretty
Magneto.
clear to me.
Yeah.
There's one about everlasting light bulb. The light bulb companies have light bulbs that last forever, but they won't give them to us because no one ever buy a new light bulb and they would go broke. Which, if they do, that just seems like good business to me. I mean...
Yeah, I can't really argue that.
Yeah,
there was an episode in Futurama where there was like a can of sardines that could oil all the robots forever. And they were like, well, we can't let him have the can of sardines because then the robots won't need to change their oil.
Yeah.
I know, kind of a pointless fact. But
I wish I could think of something that the whole world needed and then I could...
Exactly.
No, I don't hold that against the light bulb people.
True.
There's that. There's the one Jesus and Mary Magdalene, which I believe Tom Hanks worked out, so we don't really need to worry about that one too much.
It's Tom Hanks, so. Hustle my hair, boy.
I just watched Saving Private Ryan. It's such a good movie.
Gosh.
Such a good movie. I was like, no, Tom, you're going to die. Anyway, another one that has a lot written about on the internet was I guess it's a conspiracy theory. The little boy at the beginning of Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
That Dr. Grant scares with the little dinosaur hook, talking about how he tears out his belly and stuff like that. That boy grew up to be the Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt
from Jurassic World.
Yeah. And why not let that be the truth?
I mean, yeah, sure. Whatever.
That'd be amazing.
Who cares? I guess that's my response to that. Sure, I don't care.
It's almost like, I'm sure maybe you've heard like the Disney movies, like how somehow they're all in the same universe of some sort. You may have seen something like they're like, well, maybe not. But yeah, the Disney universe is all in the same universe. It all coexists together, where there's like, in the last Frozen, like the characters from Tangled were in it, and they talk about that kingdom and all this other stuff. So, sure. Yeah, tie them together.
Which is also a conspiracy. It's like called the grand conspiracy that everything is a conspiracy.
I'm on board.
So
let me hop on that train. I think I just made a shotgun noise for a choo-choo.
Yeah, I think you did, yeah.
Arnold would be proud.
That's fine. But my most favorite one that I found in researching for this is this British journalist named Dave. I'm going to mispronounce his last name. David Icke, I guess.
I would go with Icke as well.
Who calls him...
Icky.
What? I don't know. He calls himself, and I quote, a full-time investigator into who and what is really controlling the world. So right off the bat, this is a badass dude.
Oh, yeah.
His big conspiracy is that most people in positions of power are actually from a shape-shifting reptile alien society.
Appreciate brother.
Is amazing.
Yeah.
He said that they use the rings of Saturn and the moon to project their, and I quote, their five senses prison, which is basically like a matrix type thing, where the reality is just something they're projecting to us to make us seem like we have control over our lives.
Yeah. I'm glad somebody's finally figured out how to harness the powers of Saturn.
Yeah.
You know, it's about time, really.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
So, yeah.
We've not really done much with it. It's so far away. So, hey, reptilian men, sure. Men and women, you know, we got to be equal.
It makes me think of that movie, The Time Machine, where they go forward in time and they're like the reptiles under the ground now.
Yeah, yeah. With the remake?
Both of them.
I don't know.
It was a movie from like, I don't know, the 60s, but they did do a remake with Guy something. What's his name?
Guy Pearce?
Yeah, Guy Pearce.
Maybe. I don't know. Oh, Guy Ritchie's the director. I was thinking Guy Ritchie, but no, it is Guy Pearce.
It's Guy Pearce.
So, yeah, I saw that movie. Not that great.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, just a little kind of like talking about conspiracies, you know, kind of bringing them up, superstitions, funny things we do, just kind of make you think for this month. But that's kind of really all we got on that. Just, you know, think about it in the noggin. As far as that, kind of moving on to what is making us angry. I'm going to go so I don't forget what's making me angry, because I'm afraid I'm going to, and then that will make me angry. So, trash can rejections. What do I mean? You know, like, whenever you try to throw something into a trash can, and it bounces back out of it, and you're like, there's no way possible I could repeat that. Like, if I threw it in there, it bounces just right off a milk carton, down onto the floor, and you're just like, are you kidding me? The whole trash can was open, but it found the one spot it needed to, for whatever piece of trash you were throwing in there, to bounce back at you. That makes me angry. And it happens to me all the time. So apparently I'm very good at it, but it just, very bad. Anytime it happens, I'm just like, really, trash? Stay in the trash can. That's where you belong. Naaman?
I can't think of anything. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's okay when you're not angry.
I'm a perfectly happy guy.
Well, what's making you happy then?
I can't think of anything.
Just middle of the road. You got a TV outside on the deck?
I do have a TV outside. I watch football outside. That's making me happy.
I'm pretty sure that's what's going to be. Which it actually might rain, so you might want to bring that in.
I would.
So, but as far as Say My Naaman goes, that's our show for this month. Thank you for joining us. As always, you can come and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Just look for Say My Naaman in the morning. And on Twitter, I am at Salmon Spangler.
And I'm at Naaman S.
And we just post basically stuff about the show or just any of our random thoughts there. So thank you for joining this evening. We will see you next month sometime. See you later.
Bye-bye.